Hey parents, I hope that you're having an amazing day. So when we're talking about writing, when you introduce writing to your children, and I've talked about this before, you want to make sure that you go through a process. Writing is just not here is a time to write. It's very important that before your child starts to write, they have a model. What does a model entail? A model is someone else's writing or writing that is approved. This piece is amazing. The question is, what challenges did Salva face in A Long Walk to Water? So, of course, what's happening here is the children are just not responding to what's your favorite activity to do in the summer. They're actually responding to the text. So it's a question from the text, and the children have to go back and cite evidence from the text. So this is not I'm going to write a 5-paragraph essay because, again, I told you that 5-paragraph essays are almost non-existent. This is, I'm going to look at the focus question and then I'm going to answer based on evidence from the text. So we highlighted vocabulary. We talked about the challenges because that's what the essay question asked. So we listed, or we looked at the 3 challenges that were listed, numbered them, and then how they provided an intro to every. That's very important. Your child should be able to read a text and go back to the text to find the evidence to write about it. So this is, again, the model essay that we went through. That's number 1. We haven't even started writing yet because that's not important. So number 1 is looking at a model essay. The second thing that you want to be able to do is look at the rubric that they gave you, okay? The rubric is very important because it outlines everything that the child needs to know when writing the essay, or include when writing the essay. So it shows you the criteria, and then it gives the child the score. Okay, so what I love about topics or text, that means nothing to a child, okay? But here it breaks it down again, and it says when you're writing, the child should be able to clearly introduce a topic in a manner that is compelling and follows logically from the task and purpose, and demonstrate insightful analysis of the text. Okay, that still means nothing. What we're doing now is I'm breaking down what this is. What does compelling mean? What does it mean to follow logically? What does it mean to demonstrate insightful? And we talked, well, it's not step number 3. It's included in number 2. But going through, like I told you before, and we highlighted the vocabulary words: compelling, task, insightful, comprehension, logically. What does this stuff mean? Complex ideas, precise. Write one of the words. So they have to identify one of the words, which we've already done, that they circled on the rubric, and explain what it means. And then watch this. Essay meets the criteria for row 1 of the rubric. So the child is literally looking at the model essay, breaking it down, looking at vocabulary, looking at the rubric, and then going back to the essay, everything that the rubric has asked them.
There's no snack.
Girl, hush. And lastly, we still have not started. We haven't started yet. What am I going to do next? I'm going to plan the essay. So this is why I tell you to make sure you take at least 1 week. Factors made survival possible for Salva in A Long Walk to Water. You're not writing. The child is looking at the introduction, providing the hook, naming the book and the author, giving a brief background, and then talking about the thesis and the claim. So they're talking about chapter number 1 and then providing evidence, the evidence analysis, and then the concluding sentence. It's setting them up for writing. Once the child has finished planning, then it's time to write. And guess what? Your child is not sitting there saying, I don't know what to write, I'm confused, I need help, because the process was simple. But you have to do the work on the front end and go through the process with your child. You can't just give them a prompt and say, here, go write. Writing, you have to learn to write. We're just not born saying it's citing evidence. And when your child does all of these things, they will become a proficient writer. And so again, if you want to move your child from like a developing writer, citing evidence, and then planning their essay. And then once they have done all of these things, the writing comes easy because it's already on paper. All right. I hope that you guys have